This is Sanhedrin daf 25a Malve, and the Gemara begins to quote from the Mishnah, Malve Beribit, which is one of the cases that the Mishnah said that disqualifies a person from being a valid witness or judge. Amar Rava adds to the Mishnah, Love Beribit pasul le'edus, that not only is it true that the lender is invalidated, like the Mishnah says, but the borrower as well is pasul le'edus. And Rashi explains the reason. D'kaim alon in Bav Mitzia, hamalve ve'alove over and below sase. Because both the malve and the alove violate a prohibition of ribis, of interest, if they lend or borrow. V'kevan dechivun mamon ma'aviro al dat, and since it's the desire for money that motivates the violation of the mitzvah, havi le karasha dechamas, it's the same root as stealing, where a person's desire for money overrides his morality or his commitment to the mitzvahs. The overnami alotase b'nei and mamon, because the root of stealing is also the desire for money overwhelming the values of the Torah. So Rava says that not only the malve, not only the lender, but also the borrower is pasul le'edus. The Gemara asks, v'hanan tanan, but in our Mishnah it says, malve beribis. It says the lender. So the lender implies the lender, not the borrower. The lender is sort of more taking money that doesn't belong to him because he's taking the interest. So the Gemara responds that Rava would interpret the Mishnah to be saying, milva haba'a beribis. The Mishnah doesn't mean the malve, it means the change of vowels, the loan which comes through interest, which refers to all the parties of the loan, both the lender and the borrower. Bar bintus ashidu be trei sahade. So the Gemara tells a story about a person named Bar Binitos, who two witnesses testified about him. Chad Amar Kamei Didi Ozif Beribisa. One said that it was in front of me that he lent money on interest. V'chad Amar, and the other one said L'Didi Ozfe Beribita, that he lent money to me on interest. Pasle Rava leBar Benitos. Rava invalidated Bar Benitos as a witness because now we have two witnesses testifying that he's invalid as a witness himself. So the Gemara asks, this seems to contradict Rava's teaching. Rava hu da'amar, but it's Rava who said, Lo veberibis pasul le'edus. A borrower on interest is invalid. V'havele rasha, so therefore the borrower is a rasha. The borrower is pasul le'edus. According to the definition of the word rasha, which is used in relation to psule edus. V'atorah amra, and the Torah says, Al tashes rasha eid, a rasha can't be a witness. And a rasha is defined, according to Rava, as a lo beribis, is part of the definition of a rasha. So the Gemara answers that Rava was not contradicting himself. Rava latame, Rava could be explained based on another one of his teachings. The Amar Rava said, Adam karov etel atma, a person is considered to be a relative to himself. Ve'ein Adam mesim atmo rasha, and a person cannot testify to his own detriment to make himself into a rasha. Since Rava gives a little bit of a mixture of two reasons, but since someone is related to himself, Eino, like Rashi says, Eino yachol lifsol atzmo al piv. You can't make yourself invalid based on your own testimony. Da ein karov made, a relative can't testify, lo l'schus v'lo l'chova, whether it's to your advantage or to your detriment, a relative can't testify. Va'adam karov etal atzmo, a person is related to himself, and therefore he can't testify against himself. So even though a borrower is indeed invalid according to Rava, but you can't invalidate yourself with your own testimony, and therefore Rava accepted this person's testimony, even though he was in effect admitting that he himself is pasul because he borrowed beribis.